Today I have three ideas of cards that can be used for both weddings or wedding anniversaries. And they're very quick and easy to make. You just need a few elements. We'll combine them in different ways and you can make three different cards. The first one, we're going to need a card base. I am using a fog panel that is smaller than my card base. And then I have two small hearts. You could just do this and then write the names of your couple on the hearts. I am adding a frame, and then on top of that, we're going to add the rings. So you could just use nesting dies to get two different rings from different sizes. But I have a die set from Simon Says Stamp that actually does like a diamond ring and a bigger ring, and that's what I'm using. But you could use just the nesting dies and get two plain rings. You could add a gem if you want to, or not. Here in Brazil, we actually don't use diamond rings. So it depends on where you live, I guess. And I die cut my diamond out of iridescent silver cardstock. The rings are out of metallic gold, and there is a tiny detail that it's also gold. And you just need to glue the diamond to where the shape is, and then add the tiny bit of detail on the bottom on the base. I did use too much glue, but I let it dry and it dries matte so no one can tell. I thought it was better than trying to clean it up and ending with glue all over. Now, this frame, I already had it in my stash. That's why I'm using it. I didn't make it for this card. And you can get one of those done very easily if you have another already rectangular shape. And you can just cut the paper slightly bigger and then die cut the center and you get a thin frame. But then I'm very obsessive. As soon as I glued it down, I saw I had some paper hairs. So I brought my craft knife and I'm very carefully trying to cut off those paper hairs. They really bother me. And I find that they're very common to get in metallic cardstock and also these ones, the glitter ones. So I think they are made with a layer of plastic. That's probably why. But I got rid of it very quickly. And then I'm gluing down that gray, light gray panel to my card base. Another option, if you don't want to glue a frame to your panel, you could just do one with embossing powder and just swipe the embossing ink across the border and then heat emboss it. And you could also draw it with a pen. You could just draw a border with a metallic pen, and that would be perfect as well. As I said, I find it very hard to keep my cards minimal, but you could stop it here at any point and call it done. I chose very light cardstock colors because I thought that it would look a bit romantic and they would go nicely together. But if you are sending a card for a wedding, for example, you could try to find out what colors they are using in the wedding and you could customize it for that wedding event. And it will look very thoughtful and it would be customized, it would be unique. I'm sure that the bride and groom would appreciate it. For this card and the last one, I didn't use a sentiment. I can add one later always, but I think they work okay without the need of a sentiment. You can understand what it is about. And as I said, I am in Brazil. I've been trying to keep my cards either without a sentiment or to add a sentiment in Portuguese because I think they would be more useful to me like that. For a second card, I have the most simple and easy idea. So we're going to use a card base, a smaller panel, a panel that's just a tiny bit, like a hair smaller in each direction, and then two big hearts. One of those hearts had a bit of adhesive, so I'm trying to remove it with a sand eraser. I am using the same color palette for all three cards. I think they work well together. And I just wanted to apologize. I am still a bit under the weather. I'm still trying to get rid of this cold, and my voice is still a bit weird. And that's why I've been trying to make a shorter video, quicker and easier, because it's been very hard for me at the moment. Okay, so I placed the hearts the way I want them to be in the front panel, and then I put it on my scoring board, and I'm going to mark and score where those hearts go over the edge of my panel. And then once I have that scored, I'm going to fold it, reinforce the fold, add glue to the back of my heart and the flap, and I'm going to glue it around. Now, an alternative idea for you here would be not to glue the heart, just glue the flaps, and then you could use a belly band to hold the two hearts together. Those two hearts could hide two messages or the name of the couple that you are sending the card to. But I prefer to do it this way, so it's just an element in the background. So my background is not that plain. As I said, I don't like clean and simple. It's not that I don't like, I actually love it. I just don't seem to be able to create clean and simple cards myself. So today you're getting the closest to it that I can do. And now I'm doing the same thing with the second heart. And I'm going to glue it down as well. You could just cut off the flap and glue the hearts to the edge as well, and that would be easy. And then I have just a beautiful die cut sentiment. I am die cutting it out of gold, and that's what I'm going to use as my main element. Once you have a beautiful sentiment, you don't need much to make your card. So any little spot of color or a smaller panel, any elements in your background, you add a beautiful sentiment on top. You don't need anything else. I think what I'm trying to say is that if you have a beautiful sentiment die, the card is done for you. All the hard work is done for you. You don't need to use, like, to have many other elements to make a beautiful card. The other thing I wanted to tell you, I've been planning ahead some of my upcoming videos. Next week, I should have something for Father's Day if you're interested. And I have a few other ideas, but I was thinking if it would be interesting for you if I stopped next month, June, it will be a year since I've been here in Brazil and I've been filming from my brother's apartment. And I was thinking of maybe doing a balance of what's working and what's not, what happened since in this past year, since I started my channel, and giving you a few updates and a few plans for the future. And I would love your feedback to see if it's something that you would be interested. I probably wouldn't be making a card. I would just be talking to you and like doing a bit of self-assessment, I guess. Please let me know if that's of your interest. And I die cut another sentiment in white. That one is very thick, very heavyweight paper. It's not cardstock. It has kind of a shiny finish to it. But I die cut only one, and I'm gluing it behind the gold one just to give me a tiny bit of dimension. I'm gonna glue this down on top of those two hearts, and that's my whole entire card. If you don't have a beautiful die cut or the same one or something that you really love, you could just stamp a beautiful sentiment or write a beautiful message yourself. This die is very delicate, very intricate, so it takes me a minute to go through everything and try to line it up properly. In this case, I do use the glue that dries. It's the clear glue. It dries a bit slower, so I have time to go through everything and line it up properly. Using the fine detail tip bottle also helps the glue not to ooze out and spoil the metallic cardstock that I'm using. I am not showing it here on screen, but I am putting a heavy block on top of everything and giving it a minute to dry. Moving on to our last card, we're going to need a card base, a smaller panel, a big heart, and I had a small heart left. And here I have the die cut pieces for 2 bells. And this is a die set from Simon Says Stamp. As I said before on my previous videos, I do use bells in different times of the year. I do use them as wedding bells for wedding cards, but I also use them for Christmas. So if you have a bell die set, you could use whichever you have. I'm showing you 2 different ways of assembling this die. I'm going to start assembling it wrong. The die has 5 pieces, has 5 parts to it. It's like the base, there is the big bell that you see here, and then it has the pendulum that I'm gluing down right now, and it's wrong. I shouldn't be doing that. I'm gonna realize in a second. And it has this kind of oval, very flat oval that is the inside of the belt. That's where I should have glued first. And now I'm getting my packaging to check it out because I noticed that I was doing it wrong. But it's okay, the glue was still wet. I can still move everything. No one will see it, no one will know except for you guys. Now that I have the oval down, I can glue the pendulum. I'm gonna glue this one a little bit to the right, center right, and then I'm gonna glue the smaller detail bell part. There will be the top of the bell and kind of the front, the side that will be facing us when the bell is ringing. And then there is an edge that goes in between that flat oval and the top layer. So those are the 5 pieces, those are the 5 parts to assemble this bell. Once I have it all figured out, I'm going to put a block on top, let it dry, and then I'm gonna glue the second bell in a different way, and I'll show you how I did it. For that one, we're gonna use only three parts. It's the biggest part, the base layer, the pendulum, and that border edge. I am just going to glue, this one will be like it's swinging away from us, and the other one will be swinging in our direction. So when it's swinging in our direction, you can see the inside of the bell. So I assembled it with all 5 pieces. When it's moving away from you, you would see only the biggest part, the edge, and the pendulum, nothing else. So it's easier to assemble. You could assemble all two the same way, but I just thought I would show you the 2 different ways in case you have the same die. If you don't have the same die, what I actually thought of using was 2 champagne glasses, and I realized that I didn't have my die here with me. So I'm using the bells instead. But if you have champagne glasses, you could use that. You could also use 2 birds instead of the bells and the glasses. Or you could use the 2 rings again. Because I have the one smaller heart left, I'm gonna glue it to the inside of my card to tie it in together. You could also use it instead of a wax seal and glue it to the front of your envelope. Now for my panel, my gray panel, I am adding a bit of detail with this detail plate. It is supposed to be a Christmas one, but you can't really tell. It doesn't scream Christmas to me. And I just thought the other ones were a bit plain. I love detail on my cards, so I'm running this one down. You can't really see much of the detail on the video, but in person it is very nice. I love these detail plates. You could instead use an embossing folder just to add a little bit of detail, or a very thin stamp, background stamp. I am so sorry, but as I start talking, my voice starts disappearing and I start coughing. I'm trying to edit this out. Sorry, hopefully for the next video I won't be struggling as much. Now for those 2 bells, I want to glue them together because it's easier to move them around as one piece. So I'm just adding glue to the border front of one of them and border back of the other one, overlapping them on the top. And I'm leaving the one with the most detail at the front of the card. So to me, there are 2 bells and they are swinging in different directions. I hope that makes sense. This will be the most invested of the 3 cards, not only because I have more parts to it, but also because I decided to add a bowl on top of those bells to tie them together, and I have looked for my ribbon everywhere. I can't find it. I don't know if I didn't bring any or if I placed it somewhere weird and now I can't remember where it is. But I ended up having to use twine instead of the ribbon because I couldn't find any. I just tied a bow, a regular bow, and I cut off the excess, and I added a dot of glue behind the bow, and I left it to dry for a little bit. If you have a nice color of ribbon, please use that instead. Or if you just have a bow die cut, you could use that one instead as well. But I thought it would add a bit of dimension, a bit of a different texture, an interesting element. And the colors tying together, this one is white with gold dots, with a gold thread around it. And I think it goes well with the colors. Now you can see the detail on the card. Here are the other 2. I hope you like these ideas. And I hope you come back next week to see the Father Days cards. Happy crafting. Bye.